The Cursed Marriage, a chilling true story in 1889, in a small, forgotten village in Damietta, Egypt, a girl named Latifa was born into crushing poverty. Her family was so poor they sometimes survived on nothing but water. From her earliest days, life was a struggle, but Latifa dreamed of something bigger. She dreamed of becoming a famous actress. Years passed, and fate finally led her to Cairo, where she fought to make her dream a reality. After countless auditions, her talent caught the attention of one of Egypt's greatest theater legends, Yusuf Wabi. Her life was finally changing. She could afford her own apartment and was living the life she had once thought impossible. Then she met him. He was handsome, charming, a doctor, he said. Their whirlwind romance turned into marriage in less than a month, but something about him was off. Latifa noticed that her husband never stayed home at night. He always left after sunset, returning only in the early hours of dawn. At first, she believed his excuse, "Work at the hospital never ends," he said. But as the days passed, his absences grew longer. 2 days, 3 a week, then 2 weeks without a trace. Worried sick, Latifa began searching for him. She visited every hospital in Cairo, asking about her husband's name. No one had ever heard of him. He didn't exist in any registry. No doctor, no employee, no records at all. That was the moment fear crept in. She decided to break into his private study, a room he had always kept locked. When she finally forced her way inside, she froze. The room was filled with papers, covered in symbols and writings that didn't look human. Ancient scripts, dark illustrations that felt alive. And then, she found the photographs. Dozens of women, names, addresses, details. She followed the trail, asking questions about the women in those photographs. Every single one of them had been brutally murdered. Latifa's heart pounded as she realized the man she married wasn't who he claimed to be. She confided in a friend, who immediately sent her to a religious scholar. The scholar examined the papers and paled. "These are not the writings of a man," he whispered. "This is black magic, the darkest kind. Whoever wrote this isn't just a man, he is deeply connected to the world of the jinn. You must leave him before he kills you." Terrified, Latifa turned to her mentor, Yusuf Wabi, who urged her to report him to the police. But the authorities were overwhelmed with other cases and dismissed her pleas. Alone and desperate, she decided to fight fire with faith. She filled her home with Quran recitations, playing them day and night. A month passed. Her husband finally returned. The moment he stepped into the house, his demeanor shifted. His eyes darkened. He knew something was wrong. He rushed to his study and found the broken lock, the missing documents. Then he turned on her. With a face twisted in rage, he lunged at Latifa, trying to kill her. In terror, she blasted the Quran recitations at full volume, and that's when it happened. He froze. His body stiffened, his limbs locked in place as though invisible chains bound him. His eyes rolled back, and he let out a guttural, inhuman sound. Latifa, trembling but determined, grabbed a heavy object and struck him over the head. He fell. She ran. Police arrived soon after and arrested the man. What they discovered in their investigation was even more horrifying. He wasn't a doctor at all, but a psychotic serial killer who had escaped from an asylum. Wanted for the murders of multiple women. Latifa, who was pregnant with his child, tried to end the pregnancy but failed. Months later, she gave birth to a severely deformed baby who died within hours of birth. The tragedy shattered her mind, and she spent her final years in a psychiatric hospital. Latifa died in her early 40s. Her story was recorded years later in Yusuf Wabi's memoirs in 1973. To this day, no one knows how much of the story is fact, or if there were darker secrets never uncovered. But one thing is certain: she lived and died trapped in a nightmare.